Welcome, everyone, to My Tea Connection Live, the #1 place on the internet for Chinese tea education and for connecting with other tea aficionados and having a great time while you're doing it. My name's Lauren. This is my rooftop here in China, and this is Huang Huang, the dog, through there, and Huza, and that's Huza. Huza, the big black cat. And yeah, this is my rooftop here in China. Really beautiful day today. Chinese New Year just around the corner. You can see the air quality is really nice. Beautiful mountain over there. Just stunning. Really clear skies today. You know, the birds are chirping. The dogs are chilling. And the Qian Liang cha is heating. If you watched my stream yesterday, I threw the Qian Liang cha in here. I actually went to my kitchen and boiled it. So it was delicious last night. But I've got the fire going. I'm going to try to heat it up here and enjoy that. But I've also got the Chaozhou stove going. So we're really hitting it from all angles here. We've got the sophistication of the Gaiwan, and then we got the old school, throw your fermented tea and boil it. Doing it all. There's some beautiful Chinese architecture. Really nice view I have from my apartment. Really lucky to have a cool place to live. Really beautiful sunset over these trees every day. Really nice. Anyways, I'm gonna rinse these leaves and get into this tea. But I hope everyone's doing well out there. Yeah, big Chinese New Year dinner tomorrow. Typically they would be with family. But I just got back from visiting the Chinese family. So I'm actually going to be visiting some friends. And I'll probably capture that. We're going to light some fireworks and just have a good old Chinese New Year time. Lots of different foods will be consumed. And we got this big old chonker here. Oh, Lord. He coming. And he likes to harass that white cat. Anyways, let's get into the first infusion. We just rinsed our beautiful smoked Liu Bao leaves. Really nice. Really love this tea. My friend Emmanuel, you know who you are, reminded me of this tea. I hadn't had this tea in months. I was like, oh yeah, I love that tea. So I busted it out, and I've been drinking it a lot more. Anyways, let's get into the first infusion. Quit yapping. So Chinese tea is all about whole leaves over multiple rapid infusions. That's what I love about Chinese tea. This is a Gaiwan I'm using here. Kind of the traditional, although kind of new school, really. I mean, this is kind of the new way of doing it. I mean, the whole scale of Chinese tea, you know, the Gaiwan and whole leaves is kind of new. And by new, I just mean like, you know, several hundred years old, as opposed to like 1,000 years old. Chug it. Hey, thanks, Arts. Thanks for stopping by, dude. I don't want to chug this. It's piping hot. Nah, just easy sipping. That's really nice. Smoked Liu Bao tea. Liu Bao means 6 forts. It comes from Guangxi province. Misty Heasley, welcome to My Tea Connection Live. Just drinking some tea on my rooftop here. Got this traditional Chaozhou stove going. Got some coals roaring on there. And the way I do the coals is I just throw them on my gas stove in the kitchen. Heat them up, and then throw them in the Chaozhou stove. But yeah, it's just the first infusion here. Just drinking this nice Liu Bao tea. Really nice. You know, the thing I love about teas is that, you know, there's so many teas, and you kind of going through phases with them. But it's like coming back to an old friend. I didn't drink this tea for probably like 3 months. And then I remembered how much I love it. And then I just dug it out of some storage, and it's so delicious. And this tea's already about 15 years old. You know, it's only getting better with age. Infusion number 2. Keeping it going. Boop. Really nice color to this Liu Bao tea. Lauren, there are leaf fragments in your tea. You bet there are. And I'm going to drink all of them. Really cool to see the sunset through the tea. That's kind of nice. I also like the interplay of this Chinese architecture with this Gongdao Bei. Gongdao Bei is what this little cup's called. This little glass cup. Kind of an intermediary between the cup you drank from and the gaiwan. And you can call this a fairness cup in English. And it's just so if you had guests, everybody would drink the same tea. And it allows you to quickly clear your brewing vessel. In this case, we're using a gaiwan. That's a lot of nerd speak. Yeah, look at this cat. Look at the size of this thing. I tell you, a couple months ago, this cat was half the size, losing its fur, cloudy eye. Now it's totally a new cat. Just a brand new cat. Let's see how our fermented tea's doing. Okay, still not quite hot. It'll take a little bit of time. Really cool kind of imagery here. I like this with the tall Chaozhou stove and the steam and the sunset. I don't know. And to me, that's just like beautiful. That's really nice. I'm actually taking a screenshot right now. I just think it looks really epic. I really like the way that looks. Anyways, thank you so much for stopping by to watch me drink tea on my roof in China. And I can get a little bit rambly. But yeah, so I've got my tea listing up, my tea club listing rather. And so it's live. And, or it's not live, the listing is live, but it's not open for, you can't buy it yet. But that's all going to change on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Open up the 5 slots and just go for it. And yeah, really happy to finally get that done. It was something that was kind of weighing heavy on me, but I made it happen. And this cat's so mellow, eyes just closed. Oh, in there. But yeah, let me get back to this tea. So this is still the first infusion here, but it's already really nice from the first infusion. But yeah, you can tell me where you're watching from. I'm here in southern China, in Shenzhen. Shenzhen is kind of like a big city in the south, right across the border from Hong Kong. And I can be in Hong Kong in just about an hour if I just take a city bus. Really easy to get to Hong Kong from Shenzhen. But yeah, really pleasant. And there are still some fireworks going off, obviously, because Chinese New Year is just around the corner. But population in Shenzhen has really declined. I'm kind of out in the sticks, so it's never too hectic. But yeah, most people have left the cities. Excuse me. Most people have left the cities now and gone to their hometowns. Kind of this great annual migration for Chinese New Year, where people return to their hometowns. And the hometown is a big concept in China because in these big cities, most people aren't from there. In fact, most people over like 30 years old aren't from these big cities. So, but people come from all over the interior of China to these kind of coastal metropolises for employment. Like they'll graduate college and then come to Shenzhen or something. Perhaps that trend is beginning to slow, but it's still very prevalent. But yeah, thanks for stopping by to watch me drink tea on my rooftop here in China. What do you think's more beautiful? This perspective, looking at this building with this building in the back, or this perspective, seeing kind of the sunset and the Chaozhou stove, or this perspective, looking at this dog's bottom, beautiful animal, or this perspective, look at the mountain. See, the mountain's kind of nice now because the sunset and some really nice sun on the mountain. Really nice air quality today. Really love that. And the reason is simple. I mean, industrial production has ceased. It's Chinese New Year. Factories are closed. So, really cool. But yeah, just up here on my roof, drinking Chinese tea. Old Lauren, he usually was. But yeah, this is smoked Liu Bao tea, really delicious. This is a Qian Liang cha, and it's starting to get a little bit warm. But I'm looking for that thing to boil. And with you know, these old fermented teas, aged fermented teas, you know, you can just boil them, which is actually still a pretty common way to make them in the countryside. You know, us city folk were so sophisticated with our gaiwans. But yeah, just boiling some fermented tea and in a big old teapot like that is effective. Okay, let's finish infusion number 2. Keep the party rolling. But yeah. I guess I should have prepared more for this, but yeah, so the tea club listing is up. My Chinese New Year sale starts on Wednesday. That's 29th. And yeah, just moving forward with a lot of stuff. Really excited. I still don't have my long video ready to go. Kind of my first long video. You know, it's just a whole combination of excuses I could have, but you know, I just didn't make it happen yet. But, yeah, just enjoying this Liu Bao tea. This is infusion number 3. Really nice color from this Liu Bao tea. Smoked Liu Bao tea. Really nice tea. But yeah, this is my Chaozhou stove. This is like the old school way of making tea. Misty Heasley said, "You okay?" Is that a question or a statement? I'm okay. Are you okay? But yeah, the Chaozhou stove, kind of classic. Chaozhou, the city in eastern Guangdong province, is thought to be the birthplace of gongfu tea, this style of tea. And this is how they would heat their water, with one of these charcoal or coal-powered stoves. Really love this thing. Really nice heat coming off the cast iron stove now. Really nice. And yeah, this is gonna start boiling. It's definitely heating up. So we'll just keep it going. Good. Everyone's okay. And this one's doing just great here. But yeah, let's finish infusion number 3 and go to infusion number 4. It's always like a race between it getting dark and running out of water. Let's see which will occur first. Thanks for stopping by, Misty. Really appreciate it. This is just my rooftop here in China, where I like to drink tea. I have a nice plants, and this cat, and this nice dog. And yeah, it's just peaceful. I mean, tea and like a garden setting with like a sunset and a whole bounty of birds over here in this little tree. And it's difficult to see, but they are flocking. So really nice. The animals, the tea, the garden. I don't want to get too out there, but very pleasant. And then the fireworks going off in the background. Also pretty pleasant. It's just that Chinese New Year feeling. And every year in China, you know, the cities become empty and there's some fireworks going off. And I'm going to be setting off some fireworks on Wednesday. No, on Tuesday, tomorrow. But yeah, do you have any questions about Chinese tea or anything like that? Maybe about life in China? Fusion number 4. We're going. Infusion number 4 of the old best smoke tea. My leg is actually getting pretty hot. This cast iron stove sure packs a punch. It's really rare to have a cast iron stove in China. So, really lucky to have this thing. And the fire's doing well. But yeah, I drink tea. The only time I really don't drink tea is right when I wake up, which I think to Americans, that sounds kind of odd, right? Most Americans are like getting out of bed and like, give me some coffee. I need stimulants. But you just woke up. You should be the most alert. I need stimulants now. And it's like right when you wake up, like your cortisol is elevated. There are all sorts of reasons. Andrew Huberman talks about this, how the adenosine receptor blocking properties of caffeine, they don't even affect you. Like you don't have any adenosine to block right when you wake up. So yeah. So the only time I don't drink tea is like right when I wake up. And but I do enjoy tea kind of 3-4 hours after waking. Maybe after I get done with some exercise. Or like right before I lift, I'll drink tea. But yeah, I'm not like waking up and slamming tea. And you don't really see that kind of, the caffeine culture with tea is vastly different to the coffee crowd. And the coffee crowd is really, and let's face it, like half of the coffee people are caffeine addicted. And maybe we're a little bit caffeine addicted too, but not in the same way. Or rather, not to the same extent. Anyways, really beautiful sunset right now. And really beautiful Chaozhou pot. Or Chaozhou stove. This is not a Chaozhou pot. Usually you actually use a clay pot with this. But this is just my Chaozhou stove. And I don't really have a clay pot that I love. So I just use a stainless steel one, which I really actually like the shape. I really like this bulbous shape of this stainless steel pot. But yeah, Chinese New Year just around the corner. I guess in the West we've been living in the future. We're already in 2025. But China is coming into 2025 now. And yeah, Year of the Snake. So Now you know. This is infusion number 5. Whoops. Little leaf flopped out there. Whoops. Put that back in there. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Really do. And just out here on my roof enjoying the nice sunset. And I just finished lifting. Did some deadlifts. I have kind of like a 5-day split. Well, I guess it's a 4-day split. I do deadlifts, and then I do a push day, which is like your bench press, your overhead press, dips. And then I do a leg day, which is just squats. Then I do a pull day, which is like a bent over row, and then pull-ups, chin-ups, and some dumbbell curls. So I've kind of been working through that for a while. Cutting down on some body fat right now. Really trying to control the diet. You know, China has so much delicious food. Well, let me tell you. You know, the Chinese cuisine is massive. There's just so much variation and wonderful. Just like the Chinese tea world. The Chinese cuisine is just huge. There's so many delicious foods. So I've just been cooking at home. I'm trying to really slim it down. And yeah, hoping everyone's doing well out there in YouTube land. Here on my roof in China, drinking some Chinese tea with this nice Chaozhou stove and enjoying the sunset. Really nice. All right, infusion number 6. Let's do it. Boop. Boop. Ah, look at that. The sunset and the dog. What more could you ask for? What more could you need? Let's check in on the fermented tea, the Qian Liang cha. It's still getting warmer. Not quite boiling though. There's just a lot of volume in there to boil. And my fire's, it's not really roaring, is it? I ordered a shipment of wood, and they sent me a bunch of damp wood. Guess the joke's on me, huh? Anyways, let me drink this delicious Liu Bao tea. But yeah, really nice sunset tonight. See, it looks kind of pink over there. Kind of nice pink with good, nice blue air quality. It's a really nice sunset today. Pleasant. It just feels very pleasant up here right now. Perhaps more pleasant than usual. The Chaozhou stove just roaring. And the fermented tea getting heated up. And this cat looking a little bit chubby these days, which is good. I mean, this cat was so skinny just a couple months ago. But yeah, love Chinese tea. I'm gonna start making some long videos on YouTube about it. I really want to focus in on the gaiwan. My goal, this is like a dream, a fantasy of mine, a gaiwan in every house across America. How cool would that be? What if the gaiwan was like this common thing? Aw, who's it so cute? His whole chip gets wet when he drinks water. A bit chubby. So, yeah, that's my dream, is like for the gaiwan to be like kind of a household item. I mean, all you need are some great leaves, and if you have a gaiwan, you can make delicious Chinese tea or delicious tea of any origin. But whole leaf tea is the goal. So this thing, the Gaiwan, that's what this is. This is all you need. It's a lidded cup. It simply allows you to separate the leaves from the water. It's so simple and elegant and inexpensive. And it's like this crucial, critical item for making delicious tea. So my fantasy is that years from now, you could just walk into Walmart and there'll be like a Walmart brand Gaiwan that would just be super cheap, democratizing delicious whole leaf tea. That is the world I want to live in. But yeah, many people just aren't even familiar with the Gaiwan. And then I gave some high quality leaves to some family members, and they're like, "Oh, I need to buy a stainless steel tea ball," and I'm like, "No, you need to buy a Gaiwan." So yeah, in the next couple months, maybe I'm getting a little ranty about this, but in the next couple months, I'm going to be selling some real basic Gaiwans on my website, just so I have them available to give to the people I care about. I mean, it broke my heart when, like I gave some leaves to my aunt and she's like, "I don't really know how to make it." So yeah, the Gaiwan, the critical piece of the puzzle. And there might be a few burns in the beginning, but that's a small price to pay for a life filled with delicious whole leaf tea. Those stainless steel tea balls are terrible. First of all, it doesn't allow the leaf to expand. So your leaf's like crushed up in there. You can't get a good flow of water around it. And then what? You're just like letting it sit in your cup? I mean, you can't get more than probably a couple grams of leaf in one of those balls. Just not a fan, and I don't recommend it. But yeah, Misty Heasley, thanks for stopping by, and Arts, right on. Perhaps not the most exciting live stream on the internet. But I'm just doing my thing here, just drinking my tea. If you have any tea questions, swing on by and ask them below. I'm not like a tea expert, I'm just a man who's obsessed with tea living in China. So, I'm always trying to learn more about tea. And sometimes people stop by and teach me something about tea or give me some area to study more. But, yeah, the sun is just tucking behind those trees now. And just feeling a lot of gratitude, I mean, just living in a country that's not war-torn. I mean, we have to, go back to, basics with our gratitude. Do you have electricity? Wow. Do you have pure water, clean water sources? Wow. Do you have, a fridge full of your food that you want to eat? Gratitude. Man, I feel so lucky. So lucky to have this great rooftop. So lucky to be in a stable country. Not all the countries in the world are stable. So lucky to have these cool animals in my life. Huang Huang, and the cat, and my main battle dog, which is downstairs, and my nice loving wife, and delicious Chinese tea. That's what I'm really grateful for too. Whole leaf tea. A lot of gratitude. So yeah, this is just the 6th infusion of these delicious leaves. Just getting right through them. And yeah, really lucky to have a cool rooftop here in China. I mean, there are a lot of foreigners in China that don't have as cool a rooftop as me. With the awesome cast iron stove and this cool Chaozhou stove. So drinking tea on a cool rooftop, it's like a beautiful garden, this rooftop. Spring's coming and all these plants, you can see over here, these potted plants, they're all going to be just bursting. with flower growth. You see, these are already just amazing. Hope my picture quality is not wigging out too much. But like, that's an awesome plant. Those little white flowers. Look at this one. I believe this one is the flower of China, the peony. Or, I'm sorry, maybe that's not that one. But yeah, check out this lemon tree I've got. Incredible. Look how much growth. Look at these fat lemons coming off this tiny little pot. Amazing. Look at this bamboo. Incredible. Anyways, just feeling a lot of gratitude today. So lucky. And I finally feel like I'm really on the right path. You know, with the tea business, it's like so aligned with just the point I'm at and where I want to go. So I'm all in on the tea business. Kind of on that 10-year horizon with it. A lot of times people have like a shiny object syndrome. You know, they bounce from one idea to the next without ever really going deep on any single idea. And the value is created in that depth. So I'm really glad to finally have fully committed to tea. And looking forward to just years of finding and selling and drinking the best tea I can find. And it's so aligned with like my health goals too. So I believe it's like the ultimate beverage. Tea and water, like that's it. That's it. Tea and water. You can live a great life with just tea and water. Anyways, I don't want to get too out there, too woo-woo with this one. But yeah, that's really how I feel, man. Just feeling super grateful and super happy to like start a tea company. Like that's like a dream. You know, I always try to do business with something I really love. Because it's like, if you're going to be spending your life working with something, like you gotta love it. Like, yeah, I mean, you have to be disciplined and be professional about it too. But the passion and the ease, you know how they say, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life? Well, Steve Jobs actually has a nice twist on that phrase. He said, do what you love and you'll never work harder than you ever, and you'll work harder. Sorry, excuse me. The quote I think is, do what you love and you will work harder than you ever imagined, but the tools will feel light in your hands. So it's not do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. No, you'll work harder than you ever imagined, but it'll just feel effortless. And that's kind of what I found with the tea thing. And my wife found the same thing with her yoga. So I think the world would be a really great place if more people were able to find that and work in their area of love, so that it becomes a labor of love. Anyways, thank you for stopping by, everybody. A couple people today, for watching me ramble with my Chaozhou stove and drink this Liu Bao tea. This is starting to heat up, not quite boiled, but I'm probably going to take it downstairs, throw it on the stove. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for stopping by, checking out my rooftop here in China. More tea content coming soon, and a long video coming soon. Thank you. I'll leave you with these leaves.